ain't big enough for the both of us as LeBron and the Lakers fall to the Mavs on Christmas Day. Luka had 32 in the 124-115 win. JJ, how far can Luka carry this Dallas team?
Honestly, not very far, and that's not a knock on Luka, and it's not really even a knock on the supporting cast. They really do need a second star. Luka is doubled more than any other player in the NBA. Their shooters have not been as consistent as they were last year, and if we're being honest, the West is much stronger this year. Zion Williamson is back. Jamal Murray and Michael Porter are back for Denver. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are back for the Clippers. It's going to be harder for the Mavs to make a Western Conference Finals run given the talent pool in the Western Conference and the fact that they just don't have a second star.
All right, let's go back to the Eastern Conference, shall we? Joel Embiid and James Harden sealed the 119-112 victory over the Knicks yesterday to win their 8th straight. Embiid went for 35, while Harden had 29 and 13 assists. Philly is the 5th in the powerhouse East, right behind the Brooklyn Nets. Kendrick Perkins also here with us. Perk, which team is the biggest threat to Boston and Milwaukee in the East?
The team you just got finished showing, the Philadelphia 76ers. Look, they are stacked right now with talent, and guys have bought into the system. Guys are being stars in a role. Joel Embiid is leading the NBA again in scoring. He cannot be stopped. When you talk about a guy that's at the level with Kevin Durant on a consistent, efficient basis, it's Joel Embiid. Despite what he's bringing on the defensive side of things, being able to anchor the defense, James Harden has become more efficient. He's also been the ultimate playmaker. And then I love the addition of Melton. This kid has been phenomenal. This kid has played his role at an exceptionally high level. And look, again, you have Tobias Harris. When Tyrese Maxey gets back, that's going to be your 4th option guy that you could go to, averaging around 17 points, 49% shooting. When they get Tyrese Maxey back, along with Montrezl Harrell and the kid Reed that's off the bench right now, and P.J. Tucker, a guy that don't have to score one basket to affect the game. P.J. Tucker is doing for the Philadelphia 76ers what we thought Patrick Beverley was going to do for the Lakers, and that's impact the game to help them win without scoring a single bucket. So when I look at when I look at the Bucks and I look at the Celtics, I'm looking at Philly and I'm looking at Joel Embiid right now, and that is the team that is the most dangerous for us threatening those guys to come out of the Eastern Conference.
Burke, I actually had the call on the game yesterday afternoon in the Garden. And I'm really impressed with how Philadelphia is playing basketball right now. I think Harden has figured out his role in that offense as being primarily a facilitator and then secondarily looking for his shot. Joel Embiid having another MVP caliber season. And I'm glad you mentioned DeAnthony Melton because I think he's been an absolute star in his role for that team. And I look at the Eastern Conference, I think there's 2 tiers of teams right now. Tier 1 is the Celtics and Bucks, and Tier 2 is the Cavs, the Nets, and Philly. And I could probably be talked into the Philadelphia 76ers as being the biggest threat. I don't think you did just now. I can probably be talked into the Cleveland Cavaliers, but I lean heavily towards the Nets being the biggest threat to the Celtics and Bucks. And this is a team that I haven't been particularly positive on for the last season and a half, but I'm really coming around. They're 19-6 since Jacques Vaughn took over. They're 8th in defense since he took over. They have the 5th best offense overall for the season. So there's clearly two-way competence from that team, and it starts with Kevin Durant. He's having an outstanding season. I urge everyone to go read Kevin Pelton's article today on ESPN.com. He wrote a great article about Kevin and his brilliance from the mid-range, but he's also having his best defensive season of his career this season. He's leading that defense. And I look at Ben Simmons, I look at Kevin Durant. Those are 2 big wing defenders. They're going to need that against Boston. They're going to need that against Milwaukee. My concern with the Nets, my real concern is defensive rebounding and just the width and the girth, if you will, the size down low against the Joel Embiid, against Giannis, against Brook Lopez. That's my concern. But with the way Kevin Durant is playing and the way these Nets team has played over the last 25 games, it's going to be really hard for them not to eventually move into Tier 1 in the Eastern Conference.
I think Perk's ears fell
Perk
out.
didn't hear anything I said.
He was trying not to hear you.
No. I'm sorry. I took out my IB when he started saying the Nets, and I didn't want to hear another damn word that JJ was talking about. So I took it out because here's the thing, JJ. You cannot sit up here right now and tell me, although Kevin Durant is playing exceptional basketball, KD has been playing exceptional basketball and has been reliable since he's put on the Nets jersey. Okay,
that's a fact.
Let's get that understood. But when it comes time to when it matters the most, we just saw them get swept last year by the Boston Celtics. My thing is with the Brooklyn Nets is I don't trust them. I don't trust them when it matters the most. I don't trust Claxton to be the anchor of a defense when it matters the most. I think they're too thin up front. I need to see some more out of their role players. And if you're going to sit up here and tell me after the last time we saw Ben Simmons perform in the postseason that you got trust in him, yes, he's starting to gain his confidence back, and he's starting to look like somewhat of the Ben Simmons of old, not the all-star caliber Ben Simmons. I don't trust him in the postseason. So when you started to preach it and give it and lobbying about the Nets and, they'll be creeping in that top tier, I just can't see it. Can't see it. And it's no knock on Jock Vaughn. I love what Jock Vaughn has done. He has come over and he has completely took control of the locker room. I get all that. But at the end of the day, until we get to the postseason and they prove to us that they could get it done, I don't believe them. And you shouldn't either.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm saying they're still in tier 2. But, Perk, if we're going to bring up trusting people in the playoffs, Kevin Durant has won a championship. Kyrie Irving has won a championship. Kyrie Irving has hit a game-winning shot in the finals.
Not with the Nets. Not with the Nets.
My question to you, though, is there anyone on Philadelphia that gives you trust in the playoffs? Has James Harden consistently been at his best in the playoffs? It's a valid question. Has Joel Embiid consistently been at his best in the playoffs?
Well, yeah. I didn't see a version of James Harden in Houston, and the only team that was standing in his way was a loaded Golden State Warriors team. I didn't see him take them to the brinks. I didn't see him rise to the occasion. Last season, he was not healthy. I know what Joel Embiid is capable of doing. I didn't see him average 30-plus in the postseason. So we're talking about between the 76ers and the Nets, and you asking me who I trust the most? I'm going with the 76ers. And let me ask you this. Me and you both played with Doc Rivers. Do you not trust Doc Rivers when you had one of your best seasons and was having some of your best seasons under Doc Rivers?
Of course.
Okay, so
Doc
do you
Rivers,
not
if we're being frank, though, Doc Rivers has also blown a lot of playoff series leads. So he's the only coach to do it more than once, and he's done it 3 times in terms of having a 3-1 lead. And that's not on him. That's on the players, too. I was part of one of those. It was on me, too. I'm not blaming Doc.
I mean, to be honest, he just didn't have them. He didn't have them dogs when he blew them leads. See, he didn't blow leads when he was with the Celtics because he had them dogs. He didn't blow leads when he was with the. No, it's not getting personal. No, it's not getting personal, JJ. I'm just telling you. It's not.
Your points are valid. And I'm posing questions to you, and you're doing a fantastic job of answering them. I want to go back though, because I agree with you. The last time we saw the Brooklyn Nets in the playoffs, it was not good. They got swept by the Celtics. There was something off about the team. There was something off about Kevin. The body language wasn't great. I agree with you on all those counts. You have to admit, though, that the version of the Brooklyn Nets that we thought we were going to get over the last 2 seasons, we are seeing that version right now under Jacques Vaughn over these past 25 games.
No, and I agree. Let me tell you something, JJ. Listen. The dogs that I was talking about, it had nothing to do with you. We already know that you're a pit bull. We know that. We know that when you start turning red. Let me get that out the way. But I'm still a strong believer in this. No matter how much we talk about offense, right? And you know this. If you don't have that center or that guy that's going to anchor your defense, you're not going to win a championship. And look, when you look even last year, Draymond Green and Kevon Looney, They anchored that defense. That's why they won championships. It's history. It's proven. You got to have that guy. And I just don't have trust in Claxton for us in that interior to anchor the Nets defense for them to be successful or put them in that tier or for them to be a threat against the Celtics, against the Bucks.
And I would argue very quickly, because I know we got to roll, but I would argue very quickly that Kevin Durant is the anchor of the Nets defense. Will that be good enough come playoff time? It remains to be seen. But it's a valid point on having a big to anchor your defense. I agree with you on that, Perk.
Mm-hmm.
Perk, you want to say something? I saw your face after that one.
No, I was just saying, JJ, you know you're a pit bull. It's never nothing personal. When I battled against you, we always had to keep an eye on you. That wasn't at you. You know what I mean? Get out your feelings and fix your body language. I'm a phone call away.